What's up, everybody? Finally doing a video with a little bit of daylight. So we got the car outside. I did not do this primer stage in the paint booth because I'm not really too concerned with like dirt nibs and things, because all of this is going to get block sanded. But to give you a rundown of what we did this past weekend is I finished all the body work to where I thought it was going to be good, or at least pretty close. And I went ahead and put one coat of epoxy. I didn't have to epoxy the whole car because most of the car already had epoxy. So I just mainly hit the areas like the fender here where we had primer, the rear fenders, of course the roof got hit again, the trunk got hit. Anywhere where there was bare metal, I went ahead and did epoxy because all that needed to be sealed. I let the epoxy flash off, and then I came back with the high build primer, which is what you see on the car now. I resprayed the entire car with the exception of maybe the door jambs. I didn't worry about getting full coverage on those because they're already purple. But sprayed the entire car and really laid this high build primer on super thick. Now I have to let this cure so that I can block sand everything. But there are a few areas that I need to fix. And so if you look at the front here in this corner, you can kind of see a line, and I don't like that. If you can see that line on the camera, you can't see it as much in person. The camera really highlights it, but you can see the back. You cannot tell at all that this kit was molded to this car, with the exception of maybe that top body line, because that body line will never be perfect. But the front, you can kind of see the edge of the body kit, so that's got to be fixed. And I'll show you how it's supposed to look. If you come to this side, you can see, you can't see that line on this side. It's blended a lot better. The back is a lot better. I do have a little bit of work to do on that body line there, but that's no big deal. But so I got to fix that. Not really a concern. Got a little bit more work to do right here on the front of the hood. It's a little wavy. No big deal though. Be easy to fix. The driver door looks good. The passenger door, I have a small spot at the bottom I have to fix. I think this body line is okay. I might try to tinker with it a little more. You can kind of see where I stopped with the primer on the door jambs. The back panel, you cannot tell at all that it was molded to the car. We do have a little bit of waviness that you can kind of see on the camera. I think that's just the shadows, and that's the camera trying to adjust. In person, it looks really smooth, really flat. But again, everything is going to get blocked again. So if there is any low spots, we'll take care of them. Trunk turned out really good. The roof, of course, turned out really good. I had already block sanded it, so I'm really just laying the primer on there. This rear quarter over here, same thing as the other side. You cannot tell that it has been molded to the car. Also over here, the shadowing is a little better, and you can kind of see that this is what the other side actually looks like when the camera is not highlighting the shadows. But same thing over here, just painted the bottom lip of the jamb, didn't really worry about getting too far back. This door over here has a spot at the bottom, has to be fixed. This was a brand new door, but it had a dent at the bottom, and I put some body fill on it, but I never finished working it, so I just got to finish that. I forgot, I'm not gonna lie. And then, like I say, maybe I'll fix the body line a little bit on this passenger fender, and I definitely have to fix the front on the driver's side. So all in all, I think it turned out really good so far where we're at. This primer is already, I mean, it's probably been maybe 45 minutes since I sprayed this car, and the primer is already dry. It's not even tacky. I could probably start blocking this car if I really wanted to, but I don't, because it's got that epoxy underneath, and I really want that epoxy to have time to shrink and cure and do what it wants to do. And I don't want to gum up my sandpaper. I know that this high build primer is supposed to be sandable pretty quick, but I'm not going to push it. I'm not really in a rush. I may try to address some of these body lines with what little bit of time I have left in the day, and then next weekend I'll have a little bit more time to work on the car and hopefully get this thing, maybe, I don't want to make no promises, but maybe get some base coat on here, because that will be the next step. But what I'm going to do, if I haven't said already, is I'm going to block sand the entire car, fix all the spots that I can see, and then I'm going to reapply another thick coat of high build primer, and then I'm going to block sand again. And if everything looks good after that block sand, I know I'm ready for base coat. If it doesn't look good, then we'll keep doing these steps until the car is where I want it. But we're 95% there, and I want the car to be at least 98% before I put base coat on it, because I can live with the car being 98% good. I just can't live with it being 95% good. So that's the difference. Just a few things that I need to finish to do that. Obviously, before I can put the base coat on the car, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I got to get the rear bumper, which is in here in my shop. It's a mess. Got to get the rear bumper sanded, primed, blocked, get it looking as good as possible. It's not in terrible shape. And then I also have to get the front bumper, same thing, sanded, blocked, primed, and ready for base coat. I'll have to remove the splitter that I made for it to do that. And once I have these two parts ready for paint, then I can actually put the base coat on the car. I still do have a couple of grill pieces here in the floor. They're probably not going to get high build primer. I may just spray some epoxy on them, and then they'll get base coat as long as they're in good shape. I had them sandblasted, so I don't think anything is going to be an issue on those. But that's basically where we're at. I really need to clean my shop. You can see where I've been doing a ton of sanding in here, and my shop is just a mess. But like I say, we're in pretty good shape. Not a whole lot left that has to be fixed to make this thing look pretty good. So that's where we're going to end the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Send this video to your friends. Let's get this car out there and let people see it. That's what I built it for, is so everybody can enjoy it. And we're going to keep pushing on until we get this thing done. And hopefully we'll have some good videos coming in the future of this car actually running and driving and looking the way it's supposed to look. But this is where we're going to end the video. I will see everybody next week. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving.